Hello everyone, it's me, DillysSims. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Speed Build Sunday, the day of the week where I build whatever I want because I can. So this week I decided to build a very standard suburban house that you would find in America somewhere, possibly. It looks very, not cottage. If you made this first floor all brick, it would look very farmhousey, which I should have done because I do like farmhouses. I think farmhouses are adorable. But yeah, that's what I did. And are you guys excited that this week I have an actual long, good length video? Because I've realized that the past couple of weeks with school and trying to figure out how to manage everything, and I finally found out how to manage things, and I'll tell you guys about that in a story time soon. Well, I mean, in this video, that'll be my story time. What was the name of this? Managing time. I've actually made a video in the teens, because previously, in the past couple of weeks, I've been making videos that are 8 minutes long, instead of 13, 14, 15, 16, you know? I don't even, actually, I think this video goes into the 20s. So, I'm just making up for previous weeks of not uploading. But I was just so stressed with school, and I'm still stressed with school, to tell the truth. To be honest, it's only one class that I worry about, and that's my chemistry class, because I dislike math. I hate math so much, and I thought, okay, it'll be easy. As long as he doesn't do too much in the math area, I'll be fine. Which he doesn't do too much in, but he does a good amount. And I cannot for the life of me understand. And then we finished one chapter, now we're on the second chapter, and I'm like, okay, well, hopefully there goes all the math. No. The math does not magically disappear. It's still there. And it's still a pain in the ass. And it's awful. So awful. I hate math and chemistry. And the very first day of class, my professor, I don't know, tell the truth, I don't know my professors' names. I only know one of my professors' names, and it's funny because I've been going to college for 4 years, 5 years, something like that. And I have not bothered to learn any of their names except my race and ethnicity professor that I have right now. And I love her. She's amazing. I love her so much. I could talk about her for hours. Ugh, I love her. She's goals. And like I said, or maybe I didn't say this. She is my very first African American teacher ever. And that includes elementary through high school. And then now into college. And she's just great. I love her so much. She's a style icon to me. She wore the other day to class, she was wearing a black and blue shirt. It was black with blue flowers on it, and black pants, and she had these black dress shoes that were so shiny. They're the type of dress shoes that you would get when you rent a tux. And I was like, whoa girl, where did this style come from? And she's amazing, and I love her. I want to be her. She's just so great. Where was I going with this? Because I was talking about oh yes, I was struggling to find time to just make videos. That's why towards the end of August I was I'm just gonna miss a couple of uploads here and there. It'll be okay. But now I'm back. I'm gonna be uploading 4 days a week like normal, right? 4 days? Or am I on? Let's see. I'm starting a new series. It should be out Monday. It's called The Simple Life. And then I started a new series because my Disney Princess Let's Play, that crashed and lost my save files, and I was just I don't want to do it again, so RIP. And so now I'm doing a game called Miss Popularity. I don't know how I feel about it yet because it's very glitchy, super glitchy. And the frame rate is so bad on my computer for some reason that I'm just I might give up. We'll see what happens. And then of course the 100 Baby Challenge and Speed Build. So most of the time I'll still be playing Sims. I like venturing off of The Sims just because I like to see what other games there are out there in the world. I love girl games because girl games I feel are just ridiculous and stupid. To be bluntly honest, I feel like games targeted towards girls are like, we're searching for boys, let's shop, and other stuff like that. And I'm like, yes, give me all those like ridiculous girl games that don't make sense in real life society today. Give it to me now. But so to make time to upload and then still do schoolwork, go to work, I had to get rid of my, one of my volunteer, opportunities? No. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say one of my volunteer opportunities, because I used to volunteer once a week at a, gay pride center? Yeah, I guess you could call it that. So I had to give that up because it was like 5 hours once a week. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like, I did the math. So I work roughly 32 hours a week at my current job. And then I go to school full time, so that's 12 hours. And then I have to find time to do homework for the school. That's a good amount of hours too. And then it was like I didn't have time to do anything else. I didn't have time to even date. I didn't have time to date. I didn't have time to play The Sims. And when I played The Sims, it was like, rush, 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 get this out now, get this out now. So I just couldn't do it all and still be happy, because the stress was getting to me really quickly. And it's like not even December yet. It's not November, you know, because that's normally when life picks up, because, you know, everyone's buying stuff for Christmas, everybody's getting stuff, work is gonna pick up because everybody's, you know, buying gift boxes, and it's gonna be ridiculous, and finding time to do anything, even wash my face, it was gonna get a lot worse. So I just couldn't. I had to stop before I like shoved too much in my mouth and couldn't swallow. Oh god, that sounds really weird and weirdly sexual. I'm so sorry. That was bit off more than I can chew. There you go. That doesn't sound as bad. I had to stop before I could like bite off more than I could chew. And so I had to give up that volunteer work. So it's kind of been good. I've had like time to edit videos and record, and maybe it's like now that I'm in college for 3 weeks too. Is it 4 weeks? I think I'm on week 4 out of 16. Oh my god, that's awful. I think it's 16 weeks, right? I think so. Yeah, I think. Anyways, but that's not what I'm talking about. I think maybe now that I'm starting up in school and I'm like getting the gist and I'm like trying to figure out ways to like make it all work, it's starting to slow down and I'm becoming less stressed. I'm still pretty stressed. I always have stuff to do. Like, people are like, oh, do you have any free time? I'm like, no. Oh, and then I forgot, on top of all my, like, work and school, I have another job teaching Portuguese to children at an after-school program. And that's 2 hours, but I'm in charge of my own classroom, which means I have to make lesson plans and then also make material. So if I want to make, like, a game of bingo for my kids, I have to make that from scratch. Because, like, I was actually thinking about it today, because I was going over, like, my objectives, what I have to teach them over the course of this, like, school year. And it says I have to teach them the Portuguese alphabet. So I was like, oh, you know what I could do? I could do, like, a game of bingo. Like, I could go over the letters. We can go over how to pronounce them. And then I could do a game of bingo. And also on my, like, agenda of things I have to teach them over the course of this school year, I have to teach them clothing, food and beverages, and animals, all in Portuguese. So that way I can start the alphabet and then incorporate all 4 of those: food, beverage, clothing, animals. So I could be like, B is B, and then bezir, which is calf. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. Yeah, bezich is calf. So I could be like bezich, and that'll be cow, but of course it starts with a B. And then they could like do bingo and like look for it, and they could say bezich. And then that way they, like, I have to create that. That was an idea that I came up with, and I'm gonna see how it works, so I have to create that too. Oh, speaking of which, I have to burn a CD. Because in my Portuguese school, we burn CDs so we can, like, teach them, like, Portuguese songs and other stuff like that. I need to burn one so I can teach them the Portuguese alphabet. Because to be honest, I grew up here in America. Portuguese was my first language, but I kind of, like, lost it a little bit because I only went to school here in America, and I spoke English, and everything I've done was all in English, so I kind of like didn't learn everything. Like, I don't know my Portuguese alphabet. I know A, B, and C. A, B, C, O, D, D. I know all the way to D in my Portuguese alphabet. So I need to also learn with my students. But don't tell them that. That's our little secret. But that's okay. Where am I going? So, yeah. So that's another thing on my agenda of everything I have to do. So it was probably for the best that I gave up my volunteer work. But I asked the center if I could volunteer like when school's over, like when the semester's over, because I really wanted to. It wasn't like I was just like lazy and I just got over it and I was just, you know, didn't want to do it. Like I volunteered and was like, not for me, I don't want to do it. It was like I just don't have time to do it, you know? So yeah, that's there. Story time. Okay, so I do have like 8 more minutes. So I do have a story for you guys, and this happened last week, and this person was like, you should tell them this story, and I was like, okay, fine. So, I go to yoga class for school. Like, it's an actual class that I paid for, and I get like credit, and I get an A, B, C, you know, like a regular class. But the professor I have has her own yoga studio, so it's in downtown. It's downtown instead of like on campus. So I have to go downtown. So I showed up to class like half an hour early, and I was like, okay, well, I'm here early. There's a thrift store. I'm gonna pop in. I love thrift stores. You can find a whole bunch of great stuff there. So I was like shopping around, and there was this guy at the counter. He was cute, and so I said hi, he said hi, and so I was like browsing, like looking at wine glasses and martini glasses, because they had stuff like that. So I was like looking, and then all of a sudden he comes up next to me, he's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that you're like cute, like really cute. And I was like, oh, thank you. So then I left because I didn't find anything in there, and I didn't think like he and I were gonna like, anything was gonna come from it. I get hit on all the time. So, I sound very, like, narcissistic right there. I get hit on so frequently that I'm just like, oh, it's just another compliment. I appreciate it, and I love compliments. Don't get me wrong, I love compliments. But I was like, nothing's gonna go anywhere. And so, like, I recognized him from somewhere, but I was like, I don't know where. And then it dawned on me that I recognized him from Grindr. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went to go look for him, but didn't see him. And then a few days later, I opened it and I was like looking around. Usually I use Grindr only for attention, so people could be like, you're hot, and I'm like, oh, thanks. Basically, if I'm being really honest, that's the only reason I use Grindr. I don't actually do hookups because I need to be in a relationship to like woohoo. I know that's TMI for some of my smaller viewers, but where was I going with this? So I found him and I was like, hey, and he's like, hey, who are you? And I was like, oh, I came to the store the other day. He's like, oh, did I hit on you? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, you're really cute. And then we exchanged phone numbers, and we've been talking this whole time. And he was like, oh, you know, if you waited another 30 seconds before you left, I would have just given you my phone number. Like, I wrote my phone number down on our business card to give you. And I was like, that is the cutest thing ever. Like, I love it. But, of course, I'm like, when I go into a store, I'm not, like, actively looking for anybody. I'm, like, to myself, really secluded. Like, I don't speak to anyone unless I, like, have to, but I'm super kind. It's not like I'm like, don't speak to me. I go into stores and I'm just like by myself and I'm just browsing, I'm looking. And like usually with thrift stores, I'm like, okay, look for vintage Barbies, look for vintage items, look for martini glasses, look for stemware. And that is my mindset when I go into thrift stores. And then like I do that with every other store that I go to. Because usually when I go to a store, obviously I'm looking for something. So, yeah. Usually it's like, I'm looking for this, that, the other. So that's why I was like in and out of the store so quickly before I had a chance to, but it worked out, and so right now we're like talking and we're friends. We have a lot in common, surprisingly. Usually I don't have like a whole lot in common with people, but I will keep you guys up to date with what's going on. I just realized you guys are probably like, well, what happened to the last guy you were talking to? That's a story I don't want to talk about. It was just me being stupid. Being such a Carrie, you know, from Sex and the City, if you watch Sex and the City. I love Sex and the City. I kind of want to, like, rebuild their apartments again, but it's like, I did it last year, so I can't be, like, rebuilding their apartments every single year, because that'll get very repetitive, because it's not like their apartments ever changed, and it'll be very boring to see that. And because, like, if I do, let's say 3, if you watched one of them, like, I built Carrie's apartment in Sex and the City. Then, if I build it again next year, and then the year after that, you don't have to watch the other 2, because it already looks the same as the first one that I built. Because Carrie's none of the girls' apartments change. Ever. And then Charlotte, lives in a penthouse, so I'd have to build the entire penthouse, which the first time around was a huge daunting task that I was not prepared for at all. But I do love Sex and the City, and if I could, I would do something with it. Maybe I'll make a cast of them. Don't steal my idea, guys. It's like so original. Just kidding. I can type in Sex and the City cast YouTube, or into YouTube, and like 50 videos will show up, so go ahead and steal my ideas. I'm not original. What else is going on in my life? Oh, I applied for a lead position at work. This is very interesting because I don't remember if I talked about this, but there's an employee. Oh yeah, I did talk about this because I talked about it in my Mamma Mia build. There's a guy who I work with who's just genuinely not a good person, and I used to like dislike him a lot. And then I realized he doesn't know why I don't like him, so I was like, I'm just gonna let it go. Everything that he's ever done, which is talk shit about me behind my back, I'm just gonna let go, because it's not like I went to him and was like, hey, you were talking shit about me behind my back. This is why we're not friends. I just stopped talking to him completely, and he never like could figure out why I decided to in-person ghost him at work. So I just like let bygones be bygones, let it go, like in Frozen. So he has been working at the same place I've been working for 5 years, and they just gave him the position because they were like, oh no, we don't want him to leave. He keeps applying for all of these positions, and we don't give him any. And we did have an employee previously that was like, if you don't give me this position, I'm going to leave. And they were like, ha 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 ha, that's not gonna happen, you're not gonna leave, and then she left. So they were too afraid that he would do the same, because he's been there for 5 years. And I've been there for 6 years, so my thought process is, when I applied for this new position that came up, that I should, technically by the logic that they were using previously, let's give it to him because we're too afraid that he will leave. They will do the same to me because I've been there longer. Let's give Dilly the position because we're afraid Dilly's gonna leave, and Dilly's been with us for 6 years, and Dilly knows literally everything. Like, I know more than my boss is. To be honest, I don't think I could put my boss in like a position as a tour guide where I work, because we do have tour guides where I work, and she would know what to do. I would. That sounds like very snobby, but it's also true. I feel like my boss, she tries her best, but in reality, it's like, I just know everything. I've been there for so long and I've done everything that I'm just like, why aren't I running this place? Which I don't want to run this place because that's too much work, and I mean, I just went on a long rant about how I don't have time for anything, so And I want to be a teacher. I don't want to be the manager of like a restaurant or whatever. So I'm getting close to the end of the video. Screenshots are coming up like right now. Let me know what you think of this build. Let me know if you want to see anything built. Let me know in the comment section below. And this build can be found in the gallery under the name Ambrosia Acres. And I did put up a video, it's also linked down in the description below, because some people were like, hey, I can't like download your build, I don't know how to do it. So it's there in the description box below too, so you're like, okay, this is how you do it. Okay, like, subscribe, comment, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will catch all of you guys next time. Bye everybody.